Hello everyone, hope you all are enjoying your day today. On November 9th, I spent $1.50 to see the new Marvel movie Eternals. Honestly, I had no expectations for this movie. And ever since Endgame came out, I stopped watching Marvel movies as a fanboy, but rather just as a casual viewer. That doesn't mean I hate the Marvel movies that came after that, but rather I just don't set expectations. Loki was fantastic, WandaVision was alright, but they dropped the ball near the final episodes. Falcon and Winter Soldier was whatever. And thinking about Black Widow more, just realized it just makes it worse and worse every time. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings was awesome though. And for this one, I honestly didn't know what to expect. But I can tell you from the final trailer, it looked awesome. So what did I think of this movie? It was a mixed bag. It was without a doubt the most mixed I've felt about a Marvel movie in a while. And no, it's not the worst Marvel movie. That goes to Thor the Dark World and Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'll start with my positives first, since there are quite a lot I liked and disliked. The direction by Chloe Zhao is great and a nice change of pace with the, since we're just used to the usual green screen. And this is nice to have real settings and real sets. Costumes look cool even though they are a bit generic, but they represent each Eternal well. The score is great because of course it is. The visuals are breathtaking, the shots of the Celestials are absolutely insane. They must have looked jaw-dropping on IMAX. The humor is a mixed bag, with some actual funny jokes and comedic relief, but some that are interrupt a dramatic scene, which still frustrates me in Marvel movies. There are some really good characters in this movie. My personal favorite was Richard Madden as Icarus. He was cool, calm, and collective, but clearly disappointed with the decisions he made. Brian Tyree Henry as Phastos was a sad but great character who was also ashamed of who he is. He has a fantastic flashback sequence that almost made me tear up. Now, I'm not very good at pronouncing names, so just bear with me here. Lauren Rildoff as Makari is a cute character and a totally different one from what we've seen from Marvel. I like that. She's just cute, a cute character, nice to have there. Barry Keoghan as Droog is definitely a highlight for me, since he can't handle grief as well as the Eternals do, and he has an action that is frowned upon by the Eternals. His speech almost got me teary as well, because of how good his acting was. And that's not sarcasm, I mean it. Angelina Jolie as Athena is also a great tragic character, but I do feel like she needs a little bit more character development, but for what you got from this movie, it's fine. She had an arc, and that's good enough. The way exposition is given is good, but here's the problem. Well, actually, before that, I do want to talk about the action sequences. They're fine and entertaining, and yeah, that's it. Let me just get to the bad stuff. The writing in this movie is pretty bad, as some of the lines are very generic and really, the movie's very messy. The way exposition is given is good, but here's the problem. There's so much exposition that is gonna given to this movie that there isn't enough time to flesh out the characters properly. Which brings me to the biggest problem with this movie. The characters. There are so many goddamn characters in this movie that it actually completely falls apart. The one character who suffers the most is the main character, Cersei, since I don't know much about her, and her relationship with Icarus feels so forced since they have, zero chemistry whatsoever. Any other relationships are also not fleshed out very well, and at least they don't feel as forced as some other movies. All the other characters that I didn't mention in the positives are also affected and underdeveloped. And no, the Eternals don't feel like a family, but rather just know each other. I don't know, they don't feel like they've connected very well. And it's in 2 hours and 30 minutes, and the characters haven't connected well, you have a problem. Also, let me talk about the villains. There are 4 goddamn villains in this movie. 2 are twists, while the other 2 are established. The first villain, who is a twist villain, is a great one in the MCU, and I really did enjoy his motivations and what he did as a villain. But his death is absolutely hilariously unintentional. The second twist villain is so thrown in at the last minute that the motivations were never really established in the film at all, zero hints. The Celestials were good villains, but I would call them more as antagonists because my brother did bring up that they technically have no malicious intent, but rather it is what it is. So yes, they are antagonists, but I wouldn't consider them villains now. They have actual motivations and goals for what they want. The other villains, the deviants, are so lame and thrown in at the third act that it's literally laughable. Like, what the fuck is going on in the third act? Like, seriously. Like, all this shit just starts conflicting. Like, what the fuck? It didn't have to be so cluttered. The third act suffers because so much shit is thrown and squeezed into this movie that it falls apart. But look, this movie could have been amazing. Like, without a doubt, it could have been one of the best MCU movies ever. But they had to put so much shit into this movie, cram it so much, that it literally starts to fall apart. Now, is this the worst Marvel movie? Absolutely not. I think there's a lot of things to like in this movie, but there's an equal amount to hate as well. Is it better than Black Widow? Hell fucking yeah. Is it better than Thor the Dark World? Hell fucking yeah. Is it better than Thor Ragnarok? Hell fucking no. So, you're probably wondering, what the hell am I going to give this movie a score, right? I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. There's an equal amount of things I hate and an equal amount of things I liked. So yeah, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.